Welcome back to our channel. This is M&K, and this is our 2 cents worth. And this week this is our financial literacy week, and we will be discussing personal finances. Exciting.
Very exciting. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone, and taking the time to watch this video with us. So today we're talking about personal finance.
Yeah.
And so I told Kate, I'm going to ask you, what is your personal relationship with personal finance?
Yeah, that's my personal relationship with money.
How was that?
Yeah, and I thought that was a good question, because we all need to understand what our relationship with money is. I think that that's a very important, it's an important aspect to all our lives, the relationship that we have with money. And I think actually you told your story about how your journey with savings, your journey with just generally your relationship with money, and I was quite intrigued about it. So please go ahead and tell our audience.
You see how she turned that around? So say for me, savings. That's what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah.
It's been a part of me. I don't know who put it there. I don't know how it came about being there.
Yeah.
But I was always of the idea that when I have money, I should put something aside for the day that I don't have money. That was always very apparent to me. I think I was telling you through high school.
Yeah.
We would save from the transport money that we'd get, because school was quite far from me. I had to get 2 buses.
Yeah.
So I would save from that, and from lunch money I would save something as well to be used another day. So I've had a pretty good sense of putting money aside. And you were telling me how for you tracking expenses has been very important, and how you came about saving.
Yes, because and I found that it was interesting for her, because for the longest of time she would save money, and throughout high school and university, I personally never saved any money throughout my high school, and I never saved any money throughout my university. I'll tell you a story. I did obviously make a lot of efforts to at least be able to make money and be able to stay afloat when I was in university. One day I'll tell that story. But what I never did at any point was to save any money at all. So I would obviously, when my money comes in, I would use it. So for me, when I earned the money, it was it needed to be used. So I would use it for whatever else I needed to use the money for, and I just never learned to save at all. I began saving when when I started working. And the reason I started to save when I started working is that then I had goals. So when I started working, I wanted to, there's goals that I had. I wanted to help my mom finish up a house, renovating it. I wanted to buy a car, and I didn't want to get into debt to buy a car. I didn't want to get a loan to buy a car, or go to any financial institution to borrow money to buy a car. And I also wanted to save up because I started to travel. So obviously when I went to Namibia to school, I learned that, okay, so I could, cross borders. So I was like, oh, this is a thing. You can cross the border, then after that, I was like, okay, so I want to cross more borders, I want to see more countries. So I had goals, and because of the goals that I was very passionate about, I was passionate about wanting to ensure that I finished renovating my mom's house. I was passionate about the fact that, I wanted to begin to travel. A car was a necessity, I needed to get to work. So those passions that I had then led me to want to begin to save money. And I began to aggressively save money since then. And
so much aggression
that, I ensured that I met all of those goals that I set because of, ensuring that I save money.
Small
Thank you, but well done to you, because the truth is that I was impressed because one thing about money is that we never have conversations. I don't know about you guys. Did you grow up having conversations around money at home?
I didn't, but one interesting thing is my mom is an accountant.
Okay.
So I grew up with a lot of accountability around money.
Ah, I see.
I gave you this much. How much did you spend it? Where did you spend it? I sent you to pay for this. Can I see a receipt?
Nice.
We did have those conversations because of the nature of her profession.
Nice.
But it's interesting that you bring that up. We really don't talk about money. And it's also actually quite commendable that you stayed safe when you got your first job.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was working. That was my second job. And so we all get paid, right?
Yeah.
And so I said something. I think I was reading The Richest Man in Babylon at the time. So I just, out loud, I just say 10% of what you earn is just keep.
Yeah.
And so the girl next to me, who's also a friend, she goes like, "You save money?" I'm like, and she tells me like I've been doing it behind her back. I'm like, "Yes, I save money." Wait a minute. This whole time we've been working, you've been saving money. I'm like, "Yes."
Exactly. And you know what? I like that because it is true. Like, even among friends, when your friends realize that you've been saving money, it's almost like you've been betraying them. Like,
how can
you have been saving money? And they almost ask you, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but I've experienced the exact same thing that you're mentioning. Like, friends would be like, "You've been saving money?" "Yes, I have." "Since when?" "Since we started working." "Really? How much have you saved? How much do you save?" You know, it's almost like, how are you doing this? Because generally it's not something that, I don't know, people are not really accustomed to it.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of factors that go into it. That specific job, we got paid, but it wasn't much.
Yeah.
So I think for her, she was relating to how you save. You're earning little. What are you saving?
Yeah.
So I think there's also that notion.
Yeah,
We'll get into that.
We'll get into that. And as well, I just wanted to say, I like that your mom made you accountable when it comes to money, because the truth is that, I don't know about everybody else that's watching, but I will be honest, like, our parents obviously were, we're responsible towards, their own finances and things like that. But conversations around sitting you down and saying, "Look, this is, this is money. This is how you have to spend it. You have to budget. When I give you money, you have to be able to budget. Even as you grow up, this is how you save money." Like, conversations surrounding money, helping you learn how to earn more, helping you learn how to invest your money, helping you learn that a part of your earnings should be saved. Those are not conversations that parents normally will sit down and have, with their children. And it's also not a very common subject that is discussed with children in school.
It's true.
Yeah. So as a result, people don't have the best relationships with their own money. They're not in touch even with their finances.
Yeah, that relationship. I think it's an interesting term to use. You need to have a relationship.
You need to have a relationship with your money.
And it needs to be right.
Yeah. It doesn't, you don't have to go through the weekend and be so afraid of checking your bank balance
afterwards.
Yeah.
Especially the long weekends.
People experience that. Like, they don't open the app. No. Like, I will not check what my bank balance is.
See what happened.
Or they go through what their bank balance and they're like, "Who did this?"
They assume they were not there.
So we thought that maybe we could just give a brief introduction of what each of our relationship is with money.
Yeah, curious to hear what your relationship is with money, guys. It's always good to know.
Yeah, please tell us. You can comment below, and just let us know what your relationship with money is and what led to that particular relationship.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to hearing it.
Thanks.